Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here, continuing to cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know we do here on the Gym Session. We cook up every single game, every single day. Yesterday, another profitable day, man. Another money-making day. It wasn't as good as Saturday and Monday, but hey, when we make money on a day, we never complain. We should have swept the board on the premium side. We should have went 3-0 on the premium side, but the Grizzlies decided to poop the game away or the cover away in the end. But hey, again, we don't complain too much here off of winning days. We did cash our NBA Player of the Day yesterday with the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies, our favorite money-making team, man. Thunder Buddies for life. I love that team, man. Hey, was hooping last night, won the game outright, brings us to 31, 18, and 2 last 51 on our NBA Player of the Day. We're just trying to keep the momentum rolling forward there. I appreciate each and every one of you boys and girls that tune in and watch this video. If you appreciate the content that I do, man, all I ask is that you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as I always say, man, if you rockin' with me, rock with me. I'm active on Twitter all day long, man. There's a link for that in the description below, and of course, I have premium plays over at the site. You can hop on something long term, a 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, a yearly, however you want to do it, man. Let's make some money over an extended period of time. For my bigger bettors out there, join my All Access Club. Information is in the description below. The guys that have been in there since the start, they're up huge. Let's keep the momentum rolling forward over there as well. Hey, appreciate each and every one of you boys and girls, man. Huge card tonight in the association, man. I'm finna cook it up right here, right now. We're going to try to smash it per usual. So without further ado, let's make some money tonight. And let's have bright into tonight's NBA action. All right, man, let's do it. First game up, we got the Washington Wizards out on the road facing the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland, man, laying a pretty solid number at the crib, laying 9.5. I'm going to call a spade a spade. This is not one of my favorite games tonight. But I am going to look in the direction of the Cleveland Cavs and lay the 9.5. I don't trust the Washington Wizards in this spot. They're coming off a pretty significant homestand. They just played 4 straight games at the crib. Really weren't all that impressive there. They did compete in certain games. The last 2 competed with Atlanta. Really doesn't say much, though. Atlanta's the worst ATS team in the NBA. And then Brooklyn, they did beat them outright, but Brooklyn's free-falling. But, hey, shout out to the Wizards right now. Before that, they got aired out by Toronto, and the Magic came in there and kind of beat up on them. Cleveland, they're not playing all that well either. They've lost 3 of their last 5, including back-to-back to Toronto and Milwaukee. Bounce back at the crib. I think this is what this is. I do think Cleveland is head and shoulders the better team. I think defensively, they take away a lot of what Washington is trying to do. I think the line is 9.5 for a reason. We've seen Cleveland come home and take care of bad teams before, and I kind of think this is just a get-right spot at the crib for the Cavs. Not rushing to the window to lay double digits with Cleveland, but if I were to ever lay double digits with Cleveland at home, it would be at home against a bad team like the Wizards. So give me Cleveland. I think they get right at the crib. Next game up, man, we got the Milwaukee Bucks out on the road facing the Indiana Pacers, man. Pacers, home dogs getting 3.5. Short, sweet, simple. I'm on the Pacers, man. We've been on the Pacers damn near every game in this series this season, and I think we've done pretty well. The Pacers match up really well with Milwaukee, and I expect them to compete in the same manner they have in the previous 4. They've won 3 of the 4 meetings this year, Indiana. Now we're getting them as a home dog. Hey, what's the problem with Milwaukee, man? Defensively, Milwaukee, talent-wise, is one of the best teams in the NBA, but they don't play the defense required to be one of those teams, man, and that is terrible when they go up against a team like Indiana, one of the best offensive teams in the league. You see them really struggle. So, hey, I don't like the spot for Milwaukee. It's their 5th road game in their last 6 games. Indiana, they're rolling. They've won 4 straight. I think they make it 5 straight, in all honesty. They're going to give me points in my back pocket with the home team. I'm going to take it, or I'm going to take them straight up money line. So, not overcomplicating this one, man. The Pacers match up really well with these boys. We've seen it. They've beaten them 3 of the 4. Who's to say they can't do it 4 or 5, especially at the crib? Give me the Pacers in that one. continuing to fade Milwaukee like I love to do. Next game up, man. We're talking about our guys. We had them last night. Our favorite money-making team, the best ATS team in basketball, the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies, man. They're laying 1.5 on the road on Atlanta. All right, here's the thing. Here's the thing, fellas. This is a bad spot for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Coming off of one of their biggest wins of the season at home at the crib, then had to get on a plane and head to Atlanta. I would not be surprised if this was the flat spot. They're coming off a pretty significant homestand, and now they're out on the road. I would not be surprised if they fell flat here. All that said, I'm most definitely still on the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies in this game. There's no way in hell I could even look in trying to take the Atlanta Hawks. This is the best ATS team in basketball versus the worst. I know, man. In the books, they out for blood, man, with this line where it's at, and with the Thunders on the back end of a back-to-back coming off a huge win. It's not a great spot, but who cares? This team has been hooping in bad spots all season. When you go look at the numbers, they've been hooping in back-to-back situations. Like, the Thunder are the Thunder, man. They're the best ATS team in basketball. We've been riding these boys all season. We're not jumping off for the Hawks, man. I can't do it. Not at this line. Had it been like OKC laying like 5-6 points, I might have thought about it taking Atlanta. But no, sir. Not at a pick 'em. The Thunder Buddies are head and shoulders the better team. I expect them, even in a terrible spot, to still go in here and win this basketball game. Hey, going out with my guys, Thunder Buddies for life. Taking them, laying the points in that one. Next game up, we got the Brooklyn Nets out on the road facing the Houston Rockets. Rockets laying a pretty healthy number at the crib, laying 6.5 or 6. I'm saying in some places. The Nets are free falling, man. Let's just call a spade a spade. They've lost 4 straight and really haven't been competitive in any. I haven't liked what I've seen. I mean, they were competitive in one, but that was a loss to the Wizards. They're supposed to beat the Wizards, so that's not competitive in my opinion. Got their doors blown off by New Orleans, Oklahoma City, and Milwaukee. Lost to Washington. Is tonight the bounce back spot on the road? No, sir. No, it's not. We know what's up with Brooklyn. They typically play their best basketball at home in Brooklyn. And Houston, we have a problem because we've been on these boys a ton this season at home. And it's actually paid really well for our pockets. And we're going to continue to ride the Houston Rockets at the crib. Currently, Houston in Houston. You see the number of what they are full season ATS, but at the crib they're 12-5-1 against the number. They did bounce back and take the Pistons behind the woodshed in their last game. This is their 5th straight home game, so comfortable at the crib. I think they got right in their last game, and I think they keep the momentum rolling forward here. I think this is a Rockets team getting ready to heat back up, and while the Nets just seem to keep free falling. And I'm not trying to catch the falling knife with Brooklyn, not till they show me something or until they get back home. Houston in Houston for me tonight. I'm laying the points. Next game up, man. We got the Memphis Grizzlies who let us down last night. Busted up my parlay. It happens, man. But they're on a back end of a back-to-back at the crib, basically in a pick-em spot against the Raptors. I typically hate back-to-backs, man, but when the spot tells me to take a team, the spot tells me to take a team. And they did get the dub yesterday, the Grizzlies, and they did look good for a majority of that game yesterday. And I think they come in here and stack another home win. I have no problem betting Memphis in Memphis. We made a lot of money last season betting Memphis in Memphis and fading Memphis on the road. And I think we're about to see those same tendencies show up here again. No way in hell do I expect the Seattle Raptors to go on the road and beat the Memphis Grizzlies. I just can't. If this game was in Toronto, I probably 9 times out of 10 would take Toronto. These are 2 teams who hoop at home and suck on the road. So let's not overcomplicate it, man. I know the Grizzlies are on the back end of a back-to-back, and I wouldn't be surprised if somebody sat. But all in all, I still can't expect Toronto to beat Memphis in Memphis. I think that's pretty crazy. I think Memphis comes in here, locks in. Memphis has to press. They have to press if they want to get back into the mix in the Western Conference. These are games they have to win. This is a must-win for the Grizzlies if they want to get back into the mold, get back into the thick of things. And I think they get it. Not taking Toronto on the road. Taking the Grizzlies. I'm laying the points with them boys at home. And next game up, we got the Memphis Grizzlies. Or not the Memphis Grizzlies, sorry. We got the New Orleans Pelicans out on the road facing the Minnesota Timberwolves, a.k.a. the House of Disappointment. Minnesota laying 6.5 at the crib in this one. This is an interesting game because I would say right now, the team playing the better basketball is the New Orleans Pelicans, but I hate the spot for them. They're coming off a pretty significant home trip or homestand. Now they're out on the road going up against one of the better home teams in the NBA, in the Minnesota Timberwolves. The line, I believe, is 6.5 for good reason. Minnesota has won 2 of the 3 meetings thus far this season. They won the first 2, 122-101 in Minnesota, and then 121-120 in New Orleans. New Orleans won the last one, 121-107. It's the last meeting between these 2 teams, but I'm getting the Minnesota Timberwolves at home where they typically play their better basketball in a revenge spot, coming off a loss on the road. Yeah, Minnesota has been hooping this season, and I expect that's what I'm going to see here. When we fade New Orleans, it's most likely on the road. We like New Orleans in New Orleans. On the road is typically where they have struggled, and coming off a pretty significant homestand, this first game out on the road is typically a flat spot. I believe the line is where it's at for a reason. I'm going to lay it here with the House of Disappointment. Taking the Minnesota Timberwolves in that one. All right, next game up, man. We got your Chicago Bulls out on the road facing the New York Knicks. The Knicks laying damn near double digits, man. Laying 9.5 at the crib in the Garden. I understand why the line is where it's at. It's a bad spot for Chicago. They're on the back end of a back-to-back. They got their doors blown off yesterday. Not blown off, but they did lose by 13 on the road in Philly. Now had to leave Philly, head to New York. Their injury report's pretty long. Of course, Levine still out, Vucevic out, Kobe White game time decision, and Patrick Williams game time decision. Yeah, it's Knicks or pass for me here. I don't want any part of Chicago on the back end of a back-to-back with travel. I'm sorry, I don't. What have we seen from the Knicks? They hoop in the Garden. That's what we've seen thus far this season. They really haven't been playing that well. But we did see them get up and win on Christmas Day. They got up and won on New Year's. Let's get some momentum rolling forward here. And this should be a great spot for them at home. It's Knicks or pass for me here at the crib. Come on, Anunoby. You got a hoop now that you're in New York. Brunson, Randall. I got some pieces over there, man. Let's get it done. New York Knicks. Next game up, man, we got the Portland Trail Blazers out on the road facing my favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks, man. Mavs laying 11.5 at the crib. Short, sweet, simple. I'm not betting this game. If I were to, it's a small lean towards the Portland Trail Blazers. But, again, I'm not betting this game. I'm just going to start telling you guys flat out when I'm betting my Mavs and when I'm not. Most of the time, I want to bet my Mavs. All you guys know that. But when I am going to bet them, I'm going to let you know. And I just don't feel like doing so tonight. Are they the head and shoulders better team? Of course. Is there an avenue where they come out here and blow the doors off of Portland? Of course. But what has been the worst spot for the Mavs the last 2 seasons, betting-wise? Home favorite. And I just will not continue to lose my money betting on my team as a home favorite, especially not a huge home favorite. Now, every bone in my body tells me they are head and shoulders the better team. They're going to come in here. Luka's going to go crazy. And they're going to win this game by 15 plus. But there's so many games on the card tonight. I think there's way better places to be. I wouldn't be surprised if the Mavs win this game by 8 points. That's typically what they do as huge home favorites. Win and not cover. Small lean towards the Portland Trail Blazers in this game. But again, me personally, not betting it. I'm leaving it alone. Next game up, man. Talking about thorns in my side. The Clippers are one of those, man. Early in the season, we were making a pretty good amount of money just fading these boys blindly. That has not been the case recently. They've gotten much better against the number, so much so that they're back to 500, 16-16 ATS. You've also made a lot of money if you've been fading the Phoenix Suns, man. You see on your screen 12, 20, and 1 against the number. Thing is, they're playing well right now. They've won 4 straight. This is going to be their fourth home game or their fifth home game in their last 6 games. And I am going to continue to fade the Clippers. Short, sweet, simple. Especially here in this spot. I'm going to stop blindly doing it here soon. But in this spot, I really do like the Suns. I think the Suns come out here and hoop, win their 5th straight game, and, secure their homestand. This is a team that needs to start stacking some wins. They're currently the 8th seed in the West. I know they've been banged up a good amount this season, but I think this is a spot they get it done. I just see this as a Devin Booker game at the crib is what I see. And I think it's enough. I do. I think this is a flat spot for the Clippers, a team that is coming off a pretty significant homestand in their own right. Yes, they are hooping. Yes, they did beat up on Miami, Memphis, and Charlotte. But don't necessarily trust them out on the road. Last time we seen them out on the road against a decent team, they got their doors blown off. That was Oklahoma City, 134-115. I know no Kevin Durant tonight, but I think, again, this is going to be the Devin Booker game. I see the Suns winning it, really, in the end, but I'm going to take the 3.5 in my back pocket. Next game up, man, we got the Detroit Pistons out on the road facing the Utah Jazz. Jazz laying 9.5 at the crib. The Jazz are laying 9.5 at the crib. That's insane, but not really. We know this team. They have been hooping in Utah this season, and we have been cashing tickets like no other in Utah, and I think we cash another one tonight, fading the Pistons out on the road, man. Still one of the worst teams in the NBA. They got their win. Now they're probably about to start another terrible losing streak. I don't see them competing here. Jazz did beat them up in their lone meeting this season, 119-111 in Detroit. I had Detroit at home money line that game. I thought that was going to be the game where the Pistons woke up and won. It was not. The Jazz wanted that game, came in there, took them seriously, and won that game comfortably. And I think now at home in Utah, they do the exact same thing. They're hooping. They've won 4 of their last 5. They're great against the number, as you see on your screen, 19, 14, and 1. When are they full season ATS at the crib? Utah is currently the best home ATS team in basketball at 12-3 against the number. They've covered in 80% of their home games. I do think they win this game by double digits and beat up on Detroit. So, not overcomplicating it. I will lay it with Utah in that one. Next game up, we got the Lake Show laying 5.5 on Miami. I'm taking Miami here. I just think this is a 50-50 game. I think this game is going to come down to the wire, and I want the points in my back pocket, especially if they're going to give me 5.5. The Lakers, I do expect to start to play better here soon, but expecting them to play better and laying 5.5 are 2 totally different things. Miami won the lone meeting earlier this season, 108-107. I don't think that really means much of anything, and yes, I'm well aware that Jimmy Butler is out, and game time decision is Highsmith is out, I'm sorry. Richardson and Caleb Martin above game time decisions, but I'm not really worried. I think the Heat come in here and play Heat basketball and have a chance to win it in the end. That's what the Heat do. We typically like betting the Heat out on the road, not really in Miami, but on the road. Lakers injury report is a mile long per usual. Anthony day-to-day Davis, LeBron day-to-day James, D'Angelo day-to-day Russell, Cam day-to-day Reddish. They're all game time decisions. Rui Hachimura won't play, but I haven't liked what I've seen from the Lakers. They've lost 3 of their last 4. They are back at home. They probably win the game, but I won't lay 5.5 with them. Can't do it. Won't do it. Think Miami comes in there and plays typical Miami basketball. Keeps that game fairly competitive. And last game of the night, man. We got the Orlando Magic out on the road facing the Sacramento Kings. I am fading Sacramento in spite alone. I told you guys yesterday I was going to be mad if they didn't cover against Charlotte. Not only did they not cover, they lost outright as a 16-point favorite to the Hornets at the crib. Sorry, can't do it, won't do it, won't even look in your direction. This is out of the spite alone. I'm taking the Magic. The Magic didn't cover yesterday either, but I kind of told you guys, I had a gut feeling like light-skinned man might get busy. And, yeah, But tonight, I'm back on Orlando. I'm getting points. They've been the better ATS team this season, and I was disgusted by what I seen from Sacramento yesterday. Will not get any of my money today. Give me the Magic in our last and final game of the night. And that's going to conclude this episode of my NBA Jam Session. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you boys and girls that tune in and watch this video. If you appreciate the content that I do, man, hey, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Twitter all day long, man. There's a link for that in the description below. And of course, I have premium plays over at the site, including my NBA play of the day, man, which we are pretty hot on right now. 31, 18, and 2, last 51. You guys can scoop that play up over at Pickdawgz Premium, or you can hop on something long-term, a 3-day, 7-day, a monthly, yearly, however you want to do it. You can do it for the bigger bettors out there, guys that want to bet the NBA big nightly, want my rating system, the guys that have asked me for that next level premium service. You can join my All Access Club. The information for that is in the description below, man. Text it, Jay's Full Court Press, to the number. We'll set up a time to talk and figure out if the package is for you, man. Just trying to keep the momentum rolling forward. Seeing the board really well right now in the NBA. I appreciate each and every one of you boys and girls that tune in and watch this video. Let's make some money tonight, man. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs. See y'all soon. I'm out of here.